questions, show how the topic affects audiences, start with shocking facts, casual opening, begin on common ground, use humor cleverly, open with striking questions, and talking something of monetary interest to the participants if it is there. Avoid using time worn out glitches. Do not circulate the text of the speech in advance. Do not apologize and begin in a friendly way. In concluding talk, you must summarize your points, use good quotations, appeal for actions. Humorous closing is preferred. Use a good illustration. Use climax ending. And there are some non-projected visual aids which are there, like chalkboards, whiteboards, felt boards, magnetic boards, wall charts, flip charts, models, and handouts. If required, use them. And there are projected visual things like film strips, slides, overhead projectors, opaque projectors, film and film projectors, and video cassettes if there. Audio aids, of course, would be tape and tape recorders and record players, etc. Now, what we find that if we have really done the things well, then as a trainer, if we have known everything, we will be doing it better. That is lecture, contrived, discussion, written words, motion pictures and televisions, exhibit with supplementary pictures, demonstrate with supporting text, and practical experience should be narrated. That is where we try and gain as far as this training of the trainer is concerned. Right? Now let us look at another topic here. Topic is not there. Okay, I'll just do it. Window. Share. Yeah. Now, once we have trained people, you are not going to leave them without any payment, because everybody works for, apart from other cues, for money, which is one of the largest motivator of people, at least in the beginning. And in the third world countries, this is the largest motivator as far as employees are concerned. Now, what we find that we have got motivation, we have got performance and pay, where we look at incentives. Incentives basically is defined as financial rewards paid to workers whose production exceeds a predetermined standard. Now, if you have been given a target, say, if you have got to meet a sales target of 500,000 Indian rupees, and you are doing 700,000 Indian rupees as your target per month, then you will be paid incentives for the 200,000 that you have done extra. This is what we are saying as incentives. Then there is Frederick Taylor. You might have heard of this name. Anybody has heard of Frederick Taylor?
Yes, sir. We studied actually about this in COM.
In management, we study.
Yes, sir. Concepts of management.
Father
We
of
studied about
scientific
it. A
management.
scientific school of management. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now, he popularized scientific management and the use of financial incentives in the late 1800s. Right? Now, it is basically systematic soldering, the tendency of employees to work at the slowest pace possible and to produce at the minimum acceptable level that he has worked on. Right? What we find that there are individual differences that has been noticed. That is law of individual differences. That is, every people are not the same. They differ in personality types. They differ in abilities that they possess, the value system that they have, and their needs are also different. The second thing is that different people react to different incentives in different ways. It may not be the same. That has also been noticed. If we look at manager, they should be aware of employees' needs and fine tune the incentives offered to meet their needs. That is the role that an HR manager has to play. And of course, we say that money is not the only motivator. We said in the beginning there are other incentives, other non-monetary gains are there, motivations are there, and therefore money may not be there. But we said third world countries, that is the most important thing. Now, if you look at needs and motivation, a gentleman called Abraham Maslow, who gave a theory called need hierarchy theory, or hierarchy of needs, as it is known as. And he defines 5 increasingly higher level needs. You must have read it somewhere, some of you. That is psychological need. We have got, physiological needs. We have got security needs. We have got social needs. We have got self-esteem, and we have got self-actualization. This is in a pyramid kind of a shape that is there. We start at the lowest level with physiological needs, where we need food, water, and sex. The security is a safe environment that is needed by people to work on, job security, housing, etc. Social needs will be relationship with others in the organization and outside the organization. We also have got self-esteem, a sense of personal worth. You feel that yes, you are worth for the organization and you are contributing, and self-actualization is becoming the desired self. Right. Now, the lowest need must be satisfied before higher level needs can be addressed or become of interest to the individual. Now, if somebody is hungry, you will not hear of safety and other needs until the physiological needs are being fulfilled. There is another psychologist. His name is Herzberg. He has given the theory called two-factor theory. That is hygiene and motivator theory, it is also known as. Hygiene is basically extrinsic job factors, that is inadequate working conditions, salary, and incentive pay can cause dissatisfaction and prevent satisfaction. But motivators are intrinsic job factors, that is job enrichment. And job enrichment is defined as challenge in the job, feedback and recognition by the employer. This addresses higher level needs, achievement, self-actualization, so on and so forth. The best way to motivate someone is to organize the job so that doing it helps satisfy the person's higher level needs. But this is only applicable to middle and top level employees as far as these factors are concerned, because at the lower level, of course, the Maslow's need hierarchy theory operates. We also have got another theory, needs and motivation theory, that is by Edward Deci. This is intrinsically motivated behaviors are motivated by the underlying needs for competence and self-determination. Offering an extrinsic reward for an intrinsically motivated act can conflict with the acting individual's internal sense of responsibility, and some behaviors are best motivated by job challenges and recognition, others are by financial rewards. So Deci divides the jobs based on monetary rewards and non-monetary rewards like challenge. Then we also have got another psychologist called Room, and his theory is known as Room's expectancy theory. A person's motivation to exert some level of effort is a function of three things. That is expectancy, instrumentality, and valence. Expectancy is that effort will lead to performance. Instrumentality, when we define, is the connection between performance and the appropriate rewards. And valence is the value the person places on rewards. And therefore, motivation is basically the product of the multiples of E, I, and V. If any factor is zero, then there is no motivation to work forward or work towards the reward. An employee's confidence building and training, accurate appraisals, and knowledge of workers' desired rewards can increase employee motivation. So it is not just the motivation, but training, appraisal, and enhancement of knowledge of workers and desired pay that they get basically motivates not only the jobs which are there, which some people may try and emphasize. What are different types of incentives that is in operation? There are pay for performance plans, which includes variable pay, and it includes variable pay, which is organizational focus, a team or group incentive plan that ties pay to some measure of firm's overall profitability. And there is variable pay plan, individual focus, any plan that ties pay to individual productivity or profitability, usually as one-time lump sum payment that is being made to the workers. But this is for lower level personnel that is there. We also have got pay for performance plans. This is applicable to higher level employee, individual incentives and recognition programs, sales compensation programs, team group-based variable pay programs, organization-wise incentive programs, and executive incentive compensation program. A few or all of them could be there in the organizations. In the incentive plans at the lower level, we have got a piece work plan or piece rate plan. The worker is paid a sum called a piece rate for each unit he or she produces. And there are two types of plans which are there, which is one is called a straight piece rate. A fixed sum is paid for each unit the worker produces under an established piece rate standards. An incentive pay will be paid for exceeding the piece rate standard. And the second thing is that standard hour plan, the worker gets a premium equal to the percent by which his or her performance exceeds the established standards as to how many units do you have to produce in an hour. And if you're producing more, then you will be getting that incentive for producing more. Now, if you want that formula to work out this plan, please read Sayadan and Monappa for wage fixation, time rate, and piece rate, which he has explained in his book. Now, we also have got individual incentive plan, which is called pros and cons of piece rate. Easily understandable, equitable, and powerful incentive plan, because you know that if the standard is there that you will get 5 rupees per piece as per the plan worked out, and you are producing 100 units, then you are going to get 500. Or if you are producing 80 units, then you will be getting 400. And if you are producing only 50 units, you will be getting 250 rupees per day. So individual differences are covered. The more you work, the more you get. But organizations sometimes put a ceiling to the maximum production that can be done, because in the effort to earn more, the scrap may be created, or defective pieces may be produced by the people because they want to work faster. And therefore, they have a cap that you will get this wage until certain level. After that, it starts decreasing. Uh, but for the hourly plan, things are different. Employees' resistance to change in standards or work process affect output. Quality problems caused by an overriding output focus, that if you produce more, you will get more, then you will be producing defective goods. Quality will be compromised. And possibility of violating minimum wage standards can also be there, because minimum wages are being fixed by the Act of Parliament, and it is being revised by different pay commissions. What is the minimum wage as on today, if anybody can tell me? What is the minimum wage as on today as per as the government's 7th pay commission? Hello? Hello?
So 1,000 rupees per hour, or I guess 500 rupees per hour.
No, it is the monthly wage I'm talking about, monthly wage.
Sir, 400 rupees per day for unskilled worker and 800 rupees per day for skilled worker.
That is for the daily wages, right? Pay commission.
Sir, 7,000.
for
Sir,
monthly wage, sir,
7,000.
18,000.
7,000 to something like 18,000.
Somebody mentioned that at the moment the monthly wage, minimum monthly wage is 18,000 rupees, which was
Yes, sir.
6,000 rupees in the 6th pay commission. It had been enhanced to 18,000, but the demand of workers are still pending for 24,000, which the present government did not accede to. The thing that you were mentioning about daily wages as to what should be the payment, it used to be 300 rupees for unskilled workers and 400 rupees for skilled workers earlier, but it varies from state to state. It is not a central subject, this is a state subject. At the moment in the state that we are living, it stands at 350 and 450 as the minimum that has to be paid. For paying anything extra, anything more, there is no compulsion, right? So what we find is that individual incentive plan can be merit pay or it can be merit pay options. In the merit pay, a permanent cumulative salary increases. The firm awards to an individual employee based on his or her individual performance. Now here we are saying a permanent cumulative salary increase the firm awards to an individual. Say that is, I tell you, sometimes these are normally meant for first line managers or feet on the street who are working, this merit pay. Now look at how MRs are being paid, the medical representatives, right? How salesmen are being paid. This is the system that we are looking at as to how much they are basically contributing. Merit pay option can be annual lump sum merit rises that do not make the raise part of an employee base salary, and merit awards tied to both individuals and organizational performance that can be there. Can anybody tell me how the MRs are being paid? Anybody who knows?
Yes, sir. They are provided with the fixed salary, and above that, they are also associated with the incentives and gifts are provided to them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Fixed
Apart
plus
from the fixed
commission.
salary.
Yeah, they get a fixed pay, and above that is the incentives that they get, and that is how they are being paid. So that is falling under the incentive plans that is there. Now, incentive for professional employees, for example, are those whose work involves the application of learned knowledge to the solution of employees' problems. That is, the lawyers, doctors, economists, and engineers are being paid in this incentive. Similarly, possible incentives can be bonuses, stock options, grants, profit sharing, better vacations, more flexible work hours, improved pension plans, and equipment for homes and offices that is being provided to the employees. That if you are working better, you may get a laptop to work at home, or if you are doing better, you will get a vacation at the end of the year, or if they are saying that vacation is you can go once in a year or once in 4 years to any place in India, they may extend that to the SAARC countries, or they may extend to a foreign tour, depending on the possibility that is there. Those incentive plans work in the organizations. We also have recognition-based awards. That is, recognition has a positive impact on performance, either alone or in conjunction with financial rewards. Well, just recognition doesn't work. So it is always in combination, that is combining financial rewards with non-financial ones, produced performance improvement in services firms almost twice and affect the use each reward alone. That has been noticed. Day-to-day recognition from supervisors or peer group or team members is also important, that your back is being pat by them. Then we have got online award programs, where program offered by online incentive firms that improve and expedite the award process. Broader range of award would be there, and more immediate rewards can be there. And then we also have got information technology and incentive plans which are being utilized and paid to the workers. Incentives for the sales people that we talked about, sales plan, we have got straight salary, best for prospecting, that is finding new clients, account servicing, training customers, sales force, or participating in national and local trade shows. That falls under straight salaries that is being paid under the salary plan. We also have got commission plans. Pay is only a percentage of sales. Keep sales cost proportionate to sales revenues. This may cause a neglect of non-selling duties, can create wide variations in salesperson's income, and there is a likelihood of sales success may link to external factors rather than to salesperson's performance, and can also increase turnover of salespersons which are there. We also have got a combination plan. Pay is combination of salary and commission, usually with the sizable salary component. Now, plan gives salesperson a floor or safety net to their earnings, that we talking about MR salary falls under that combination plan. Salary component covers company specific service activities. Plans tends to become complicated, and misunderstandings can also result out here. We have got a specialized combination plan where commission plus drawing accounts plan or commission plus bonus plan can also be there. In the first category, commissions are paid, but a draw on future earnings help the salesperson to get through low sales period. That is there. And commission plus bonus plan is pay is mostly based on commissions. Small bonuses are paid for directed activities like selling slow moving items which are there. Then we also find that there are sales quota that is being set, whether to lock quotas in for a period of time, have quotas been communicated quota to this sales force within month of the start of the period. Does this sales force know exactly how its quota are set? Do you combine bottom-up information like account forecast with top-down requirements like company business plan? Do 60% to 70% of the salesperson generally hit their quota? Do high performance hit their target consistently? Do low performance show improvement? Are quotas stable? Are returns and debookings reasonably low? Has your firm generally provided compensation related lawsuits? Is 10% of the sales force achieving higher performance than previously, and is 5% or 10% of the sales force achieving below quota performance that is being filled. So what we're talking about is target, and target that is always there, and the salaries are being paid based on the targets. We also have got team or group incentive plan, a plan in which production standard is set for a specific work group and its members are paid incentives if the group exceeds the production standards. So that is equal payment is being done, or based on the rationalization of their position that they are being paid. But how to design a team incentive, set work standards for each team members, and then calculate each member's output. Members are paid based on one of the three formulas. All members receive the same pay earned by the highest producer. All members receive the same pay earned by the lowest producer, and all members receive the same pay equal to average pay earned by the group. It is the third one which is normally followed in the organization. In order to design a program, use an engineered production standard based on output of the group as a whole. That is, all members receive the same pay based on piece rate for the group, but this is only relevant to the lower level employees or assembly line employees that is there. Tie rewards to goal based on an overall standard of group performance. If the firm reaches the goal, the employees share a percentage of the improved in labor cost saved by the organization. Then we have got variable pay plans, where profit sharing, cash plans, Lincoln's incentive plans, and deferred profit sharing plans are there. Cash plans, of course, employee receives cash shares of the firm's profit at regular intervals. That may be with the monthly salary or quarterly payments are being made. And Lincoln's incentive plan is profits are distributed to employees based on their individual merit rating that they get. And deferred profit sharing plan is predetermined portion of profit is placed in each employee's account under a trustee's or supervision, and you only get it by completing a certain number of years or completing a year that you get. We also have got employees stock options or stock option ownership that is there. A corporate annually contributes to its own stock or cash with a limit 15% of compensation or 20% of compensation to be used to purchase the stock to trust established for the employees. Now this sometimes is created to retain employees in the organization, that they feel themselves to be owner of the organization and they have got a share. The trust holds the stock in individual employee's account and distributes it to the employee upon separation from the firm if the employee has worked long period to earn ownership of the stock which are there. That is, you are not being paid, you are only paid upon superannuation. The advantages of employee-based incentive plans are that it helps employee develop a sense of ownership. No taxes on the ESOPs are there, and sales shareholders of closely held corporations help to diversify their assets by placing their shares of company stock into an ESOP trust, allowing them to purchase their market securities for themselves in their place. We also have got their advantages, a tax deduction equal to their market value of the shares transferred to the trustee, an income tax deduction for dividends paid to ESOP owned stocks, and the Employee Retirement Income Security Act allows a firm to borrow against employees' stock, and firms offer ESOP had higher shareholders return than did those who are offering ESOPs to the employees. Then we have got a Scanlon Plan. It was proposed by Joseph Scanlon in 1937. Ironically, the Payment of Wages Act was passed in India in 1936. A philosophy of cooperation, know us and them attitudes that inhibits employee from developing a sense of ownership in the company. That is, identity, employee understands the business mission and how it operates in terms of customers' peace and cost. Just 1 minute, please. मैं क्लास में था 10 मिनट बाद कॉल करूं मैं करता हूं right sorry we also have got competence plan. The plan depends on high level of competence from employees at all levels, and sharing benefit formula. Employees share is 75% of the savings, reduction in payroll expenses divided by the total sales which are there. Then we have got gain share plans, where an incentive plan that engages many or all employees in common effort to achieve a company's productivity objectives, and cost savings gains are shared among employees and the company. We also have got Rucker's plan and Impro share plans, which are there as far as these organizations are concerned. What we find that there are short-term incentive plans, which are annual bonuses that is being paid, and in India, what we find that these bonuses are paid as per the Bonus Act, which was there, but the Bonus Act says that 8.33% should be paid of an annual wage of an employee. 1 month's wage, 8.33% of a month's wage should be paid to an employee as annual bonus, which is there. But that is applicable to the governmental organizations or public sector organizations. In the private sector, if you don't earn profit, there will be no bonuses paid to the employees which are there. Eligibility basis, job level, base salary, and impact on profitability. Fund size basis is also, that is non-deductible formula, net income, or deductible formula profitability. Individual awards are personal performance and contributions which are there. Now here what happens that you are being paid 8.33% of basic, or plan of 1 month's equivalent salary is paid as a bonus, or whatever the organization feels is the profit. If you are not making profit, no bonuses are being paid to the employee. For example, in today's environment, when the slowdown is very much part of the economy as a result of pandemic and other factors not to be discussed in class, we find that bonuses are held up. It's only that you are getting salary is good enough, and even salaries are being reduced to some people are retained, that is good enough. Others are being laid out from the organization. We have got stock options where non-qualified stock options are there, indexed options are there, and premium priced options are there. All these options operate as far as these employees are concerned. There are long-term incentives for managers and executives. Those plans are key employee programs, stock appreciation rights, performance achievement plan, restricted stock plans, and phantom stock plans. Performance plans are plans those payment or value is contingent on financial performance measured against objectives set by the employees. We also find that there are golden parachutes and guaranteed loan to directors, which are also part of the plans, which operate at the higher level compensations which we have. But why incentive plans fail? Performance plan cannot place good management. It cannot replace good management, can it? You can get what you pay for. Pay is not a motivator. Rewards punish. Rewards repute relationships. Rupture relationships, sorry. Rewards can have unintended consequences. Rewards may undermine responsiveness, and rewards undermine intrinsic motivation, which are also there. Incentive plans, implementing effective incentive plans can be asked if effort clearly instrumental to obtaining the rewards, link the incentive to strategy, Make sure efforts and rewards are directly related. Make the plan easy. View the standards as a contract. Get employees support for a plan. Use good measurement practices and emphasize long-term plans which are there. The HR activities that build commitment is clarify and communicate the goals and mission of the organization, guaranteeing organizational justice, creating a sense of community, supporting employee development by emphasizing promotions from within rather than from outside, development activities and career enhancing activities, generally committing to people first value which are there. Now, what happens that when the wages are being fixed considering certain internal factors and certain external environmental factors which are there. What are the internal factors? We find that wage fixation, as and when it is done, the first factor, internal factor, is the capacity of the organization to pay, right? A second thing is the profitability of the organization. If the organization is incurring continuous loss, then the wages that is going to be paid may be less. But the external factor, if you look at, are many. For example, the first is what is the prevailing wage rate in the industry. If you are part of an industry, the industry here means, say, if you are in manufacturing sector. Which manufacturing sector? Cotton textile. So what is the wage in cotton textile industry as a whole? That is the average wage being paid. What your competitors are paying is the second external factor that has to be seen. Third factor is the minimum wage that has been fixed by law. So law of the land is the third external factor. We also have got the fourth factor. Can anybody tell me what would be the fourth factor? The general prevailing economic condition of the country is yet another factor. There is also a fifth factor called the life cycle of the economy. Are we at the boom, or are we at the peak? Are we at the recession? Are we at the slump? Which state is the economy passing through? That is also a factor. All combined, we find that the wages are being fixed. Apart from the factor called supply and demand, which plays a very, very important role in terms of fixation of wages. If the supply of employee is more and the demand is either constant or less, then we find that wages will go down, whereas vice versa will also be true where the supply is limited and demand is more. Sometimes the employees have plans to hold the market supply and thereby maintain wages which used to be there. But in an open economy, that is not a possible kind of a thing that we have. I'll continue with the topic of wages tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.